and it was upside down to what I knew from watching my
Right.
dad. The second and uh, neutral is up there, and second, first and second zigzag. But I didn't have any trouble with it, except before I got out of the lane onto the road between the sections, uh, the tire went flat.
Right.
And that wheat is heavy, 60 pounds for,
Bale.
for bushel.
Yeah. Hmm.
And the old rubber tire gave out. And I didn't know anything about that truck. My cousin came along. He's a year and a half younger than I am. And he said, Gene, why'd you flatten the tire? He was a tease, too.
Uh,
And I was in a new world. I was up there under false colors that I could help
right.
do whatever they wanted.
Right.
But the way it worked out, I helped what they needed. Warm body.
Right. It was when we went to Italy, we rented a car over there, and I'm in the car and I'm trying to figure out where in the heck reverse is, and I could not figure out how. So we're parked into a curb like this. I couldn't figure out how to get it out of reverse. And I played with that thing for a couple, 3 minutes. I said, no, this isn't going to work. So I went back in. And I said, can you show me how to get this thing in reverse? And they said, sure, come out here. It's real simple. Do this. And so it was a piece of cake after that. But if I hadn't been shown how to get it in reverse, we'd have stopped. I'd have pushed the car until we could turn
Some
it.
of those, some of those you have to detent something
Right,
out.
so you have to push it down and then
Yeah.
move it. And I didn't know that.
Well, I didn't know about
And there
that
wasn't
either.
anything, I think, on the shifter itself. They typically would have this is first, second, third, fourth, where in the heck everything is located. Didn't have it on the knob, so I had no
Yeah.
idea where in the heck to go to begin with.
Well, I got in and figured that out. He told me it was upside down from anything I'd ever seen. But then I had the delay for the flat tire.
Yeah,
Oh, let me tell about the flat tire. Here it is with a load of many bushels of wheat it would hold, and a little puny looking jack. It didn't look like a truck jack or anything different.
right.
And my cousin came along and he knew everything about everything. He slipped it under there and cranked it up. Pretty soon he couldn't get the tire off. It hadn't been off for years.
Right.
And it was seemingly on with iron rust.
Right. Yeah.
It was a demountable rim.
Right.
It wasn't what it became to be later. And I saw him sit down, straddle the tire where it touched the ground, or it touched the ground. He had it about that far off the ground, and reach around it and grunt, and it didn't come off. And he snatched again. He had a bad temper, and he was getting mad at it.
Uh-huh.
And he finally jerked it off. I thought he was going to jerk it off the jack.
Right. Yeah.
And then I thought about the jacking that load of wheat up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot that summer. I went up the next summer, and I think I did better the second year.
Right. The first experience I had with the stick shift was the couple that had introduced my mom and dad together in the 40s. I ended up staying with them for, I think, a couple months before I got my own apartment. Didn't have a car or anything because I traveled up there looking for a job. So I went from 100 and some odd miles away, 150 miles away from Bel Air to Akron area in Ohio. And they said, hey, we have an extra car out here that nobody's using right now. We'll show you how to do it. So we're sitting in their parking pad out here. Said, this is first, this is second, this is third, and down here's reverse. You always press the clutch in, ease onto the gas when you shift gears and all that stuff. And when you brake, make sure you press in the clutch as well as hit the brake. And I never started the car up. So Monday morning, I have a job that I have to be to. Went there, made it in with no problem whatsoever. Coming home, I spent, I know, 10, maybe 15 minutes at this one traffic light that was on a little hill, maybe a 5-foot incline. I couldn't figure out how to get through that traffic light. And I finally did it. By the end of the week, I could drive pretty good. I know how to drive a stick. It was good. And then before I had this car, I had only 2 other vehicles of my own that were automatic. So I think I had an automatic for maybe at best a year and a half. Everything else that I had until I bought this in 2010 was a standard transmission vehicle. So I really like the automatic transmission.
Yeah, you get that way.
It's much more simple.